Hello everyone, John Runner 88 here with another Star Wars toy review. This time it is Moff Gideon from the Vintage Collection. The main antagonist in Star Wars The Mandalorian, which I'm sure in the finale, which is going to be airing tomorrow after I'm filming this. And I'm sure he'll be using this thing a heck of a lot. Darksaber here, little stay here, Gideon. Show off the. He's got a gun in there too. It's just a little pistol. It's nothing to write home about. We'll show the Darksaber off real quick because I think this is pretty much. I think we've probably gotten a Darksaber with like probably with why can I not think of his name? Pre-Vizsla, like back in the day, and I'm sure Maul maybe came with one. A little disappointing that it's like a black hilt and stuff. I mean, it's supposed to be like gray or silver, but it's whatever. My biggest issue is that it's just the sword. Like, you don't get the hilt also, or it can't like come out. I know they don't usually do the like with the 3 3/4 inch figures. They don't like doing that anymore just because the pegs usually break off because they're so small. But an extra hilt would have been great for him to like put on his belt. He doesn't have a hole for it, but they could have easily done that. Yeah, he holds it great. He can get like dual wielding hands on it and stuff, which is nice. He's got great posability. Like, I mean, I was pretty amazed by how easy he was to get into some crazy poses. But this garbage, I hate the rubber capes. It's the Vintage Collection, especially new figures. Like, come on, stop with the capes. I mean, they even do it with the 6 inch. Like when they had the second sister in like from Fallen Order in the 6 inch. Like, she had a rubber cape. Like, seriously, come on. It's just like we need soft goods for these things, especially like I don't collect the 6 inch, but especially for a 6 inch figure, there's no excuse to not have a soft goods cape on them. But thankfully it just pops right off. I'll probably make like a cape form eventually. It just sucks that it's got like that red interior, which would make it a bit harder to make something that small. But I mean, I'm sure some people can just whip them up, no problem. But I'd want it to look good, and I'd have to probably try it a few times before I get it down. But I mean, his face like it's great. The photoreal tech they've been doing looks great. I know some hairlines on some of them have been a little wonky. Thankfully, the two in the case that I got at my store looked pretty good. This guy, I think his eyes were a little bit better looking. They look a little droopy regardless. It's just the way they designed it. But the other one, I think, one of the pupils or, the irises were like off the tiniest little bit more. They're not perfect here, but definitely good enough. I love his armor. This right here is connected to the like come on, this shiny armor piece here, and they have actually got like a matte finish on like the pieces that aren't actual armor, which is nice. I'm gonna focus a little bit more. There we go. So you can see like the matte finish and then like the glossy finish, and then these are like a little, rubber pieces on the sides. So this looks like I don't know. I was gonna say this looks like a separate piece here, but I don't think it is. Kind of looks like it, but oh well. He gets his arms way up there. The armor was a little difficult just because of how hers was designed, but his like, oh yeah, this does look like a separate piece for the armor. That's cool. I know they do that with some of the Black Series, but not so much with the 3 3/4 inch. So that's nice. But yeah, definitely allows for like he can get his shoulders way up there. You don't want to like push too much because that will probably rip off eventually if you do it too much over and over and over again. But yeah, he's one of the most posable figures I think I have. Just his old like skirt thing doesn't get much in the way. I had him in some like crazy like kneeling sword fight. Look at him. We will see him do this in the finale, I guarantee it. Like, wah! Definitely, that'll happen. He's been holding back this whole time. He's not even holding back. He hasn't had the time to shine yet. He'll be force sensitive. He's an ex-Inquisitor. He was a Jedi Temple guard. He's coming for Mando. Mando has no idea. He's also a Mandalorian, right? Every theory rolled into one with Moff Gideon. Of course. Yeah, he's got his little pistol in here. Holds it just fine. He can dual wield sword, pistol. Get in there. It's tiny, but fits nice and snug in the holster. He does have the rocker ankles. He's got decent. I forgot to show on the armor, but her peg holes were very shallow. But his probably won't be able to see him much. But yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. But his are on the front of his boots, like, and they're decent depth. Yeah, you can kind of see them there. But yeah, he can get his legs going. He can point nice. Neither of them have like too good forward. I mean, his is all right, but that does hinder their like ability to stand up. He's doing fine right now. Yeah, he's good. And he's also got his cape that he can fall back on if need be. Yeah, he's got that waist going. Sure, he's got everything. He's got all the articulation you need in these new vintage figures. His elbows going up. He's just a great figure. Aside from this, if he had soft goods for this cape here, he would be absolutely perfect. But yeah, that's the only downside for me. And I watched the Dano channel. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're probably subscribed to him. He's got a lot of cool Star Wars content, but I know in his video, his head just popped right off from the neck. So I was worried. I was just like, or some of them just gonna do that, but I guess his just like didn't get glued in, or at least not glued in well enough, because mine's fine. It's not going anywhere. His head moves on the joint that it's supposed to. It's not coming off unless I were to pull it off. Yeah, it's Moff Gideon, vintage collection. He can, I'll put him back here and he'll focus probably a little bit better. There he is, Moff Gideon, vintage collection. Also, this TIE Fighter here, I love this TIE Fighter. It's the Force Link TIE Fighter, and it breaks apart. It's just what it does. Got this like a year ago at is it Burlington store, and yeah, it's $10, which is great. It came with a TIE Fighter pilot and everything, and yeah, it's a little. I think it's like the squatter version. Like the wings are like smaller and stuff, but it's a great TIE Fighter. So if you can find any of these, like check your Burlingtons. They may have leftover stock from last year or something like that. But yeah, it's one of my go-to TIE Fighters to just like do up displays like this, and it looks cool. You know, you can cut it up because he lived, and he's probably gonna live through the finale and go on to just do more stuff to piss us off. But yes, Moff Gideon, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, the Vintage Collection. If you can find them, they're hitting stores right now. Pick them up. He's great. 2 per pack, so he won't be as hard to find as the Armorer. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye, guys.